From UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonic's money transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonic's money transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonic's money transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
African Oriental Store Africa fii si biir America ñu ngi leen fi amal seasoning ak lépp loo leen nam ma biir Gambia diwtiir ak bagage ndekki yi ngeen soxla can beef African Oriental Store andil na leen ko ci seen heavy boti ba tey it amal nañ leen netetu gerte noflaay yéet ndawal African Oriental Store nag mooy boutique bi nga xam ne lépp loo leen soxla mi ngi ci biir amal nañ leen maalo leket tame inde addi cuuraay waaye it fàttewuñ suñ góor yi nga xam ne nii den tële seen néegi sëy yi African Oriental Store indi na leen garab goo xam ne nii dina leen delloo seen kàttan ba tey it ñu ngi leen amal abaya dàll abaya boo munti xalaat bu jigéen ñu ngi ko fi am waaye it fàttewuñ góor ñi amal nañ leen xaftaan ñi amal nañ toobaan cuuraay African Oriental Store nag bagage yi nii fépp foo nekk si biir Canada bi ak US di nga ko mun a am ndaxte ñu ngi leen amal shipping African Oriental Store Africa si America fii si Everett Washington njaaxare jeex na
bukan waringe si million sa jupae kungangar ama pikreti coronavirus kwa kaka sumut kan manje bajuta nil bajuta nine bajuta nifa bajuta nine bajuta steak kaka ka sumut kan manje bukana tuku gore barni baj ke bare sumu yene tere gudi ka sumut kati coronavirus tate ten tembe nyaaji baj pikire yon konem vacciner manje annonce na awurna pour mana janga yo bangola tanka fanga fa ka sumut kati covid-19
present this afternoon. Welcome to Class B, where we are officially having the press briefing today, which is to inform the public and every well-wisher of the Humanity Stars that the album Ouruss Ngalam is officially out, and we want to officially do our part to also launch it this afternoon. So I would be your host this afternoon, Jibu M. Sedi. Here at the gathering, we have, of course, people we expect to talk to us in the art, our sponsors as well, and our very own star, Aliu Badara himself from the Humanity Stars. So without further ado, I would just say that on the panel we have Mr. Waka Jain from the far right. Mr. Waka is here to represent AfriCell, who are the main sponsors of this album. From Mr. Waka, we have, of course, our very own Hazum Sise. Mr. Hazum Sise is the director at the National Council for Arts and Culture in Banjul, which governs our art and culture in this country. And on the far left, we have our very own president. Mr. Pamodu is the president of the Gambia Music Union currently. We are honored to have all of them today in this auspicious launching of our album, which is out now on every digital platform. So, of course, I would not leave our star out of it. Mr. Aliu Badara, who had been in the music for a very, very long time, doing amazingly well in trying to promote our music, our culture, what we stood for, in all that he preached, and in all the kind of music he wants to promote as well. So, Aliu, we would say congratulations to you as well for the job well done over the decades that you have been promoting our music. I would first of all read out what Ouruss Ngalam is all about for our media houses present, so that we'll have something to take home, because it's a local word, it's a wall of saying, Ouruss Ngalam. Ouruss Ngalam description of valued ornaments made from precious gems like gold, silver, and bronze in the African society. In this album, Aliou Badara recognized the Gambia and her people as ultimate Ouruss Ngalam. So meaning Aliou is saying that we are the bronze, we are the silver, and we are the gold, which is beautiful. Hence, the name of the album, Ouruss Ngalam, was not far-fetched. Aliou and the Humanity Stars celebrate the Gambia and our people in such richness, grace, and glory, etc., etc., which is beautiful. Congratulations once again. So now we would just shift the mic to the director of the National Council for Arts and Culture to officially bless and open the gathering. And from his perspective, how far Ouruss Ngalam and the music and the art itself has gone in the Gambia. Mr. Hazo.
Thank you very much. All this microphone.
It's a lot of it. Of course, of course.
Thank you very much, Jibu. Good afternoon, members of the High Table, to Pa Modu, our good collaborator from the Music Union, to the artist himself, Aliou, and also to my good friend here, Waka, who is representing AfriCell, one of our very, very important partners also in the arts and culture. I also want to welcome all the artists here present, and the press. When I got the letter, I had a prior engagement with the National Assembly. In fact, they are waiting, but I asked them that this is a rare moment in which I want to be present, just to pay homage to Humanity Stars as a group, and to Aliou himself also. Like the MC said, Aliou is really a veteran of the sector of the music industry, and we are happy to be associated with this new release. Ouruss Ngalam. I will have my own take about Ouruss Ngalam before I end the show, and before I end my speech. We at the NCAC, we have very, very fond memories of Humanity Stars from the days of the Roots Festival. We had some very tight corners. Humanity Stars have come to our rescue, providing, stage support on several occasions at very short notice. I remember there was a time the notice was so short and we were so much under pressure that they only had less than 3 days, to rehearse. But they made the best of it. We wish to, see this opportunity to commend your perseverance also and your tenacity. We all know, although things are improving, but it is not an easy ride in the sector, in the industry. There are still a lot of things to, put in place so that the sector will continue to progress to reach where we all want it to be. But there are signs of hope. One, the Music Union is here, now fully constituted, and they are doing very well. In fact, in the weekend, they have another program which we have been invited to. So we want to commend them also for the good work. And of course, the individual effort and the group effort of people like Aliou and Humanity Stars. Okay? And then to complement all that, we also have the effort of sponsors like AfriCell. Really, I want to use this opportunity, through Waka, to commend them. Always supporting Gambian arts and culture, in the music, in film, in theater, in drama, in sports, of course, and even now we are even thinking of working with them for the rehabilitation of the National Museum, which will bring in more tourists, and the more tourists we have, the more people will, the more people we have to consume the music, the theater, the film, the books, and so on. And now, coming to the album, Ouruss Ngalam, like the MC said, is really the best type of Ouruss. Because according to history, you have a lot of, so many types of Ouruss. Okay? But the one from Ngalam which is today in the Eastern Senegal, it was judged, to be the best. So really, it's like the goal of the goal. Okay, when you say, Ouruss Ngalam in Wolof, you have Ouruss from Ouagadougou, you have Ouruss from Ghana, but the Ouruss Ngalam, it was reputed to be, the best gem of the gems. Okay, so really, the album has a very, very great title. Aliu, and keep it up. I had, some bits of it. Okay, and it's good that you sing in the languages that our people understand. But that also is very, very important. So that what you are doing, aside from the message of the songs, you are also promoting our indigenous languages. And this also, our musicians are doing very well in that. Going back to singing in our individual, in our indigenous languages. So you kill two birds with one stone. You promote music. You pass on, conscious lyrics, but at the same time you also promote, language, and culture. So that also is another commendable effort. In this album. And also what I have seen, and which is also very encouraging, is the digital platforms. This is unique, and it looks like you are the pace setter in this, and keep it up. Okay. I have counted close to 20
Digital platforms.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
So well done. It means now nobody can escape. MC.
Yes, of course, sir.
Yeah, when the album is available in all the platforms, nobody can escape. Anybody who wants to listen will be able to do so. So really, we are happy to be associated with yeah.
Yeah, we just have the questions.
Yes. Thank you very much. Welcome, Mr. Samuel. And thanks for supporting our artists. Your presence is highly valued. Now, just to end on the digital platform still now, you have really set the trend, and this is the way forward. The people will now be able to, get the hard album itself, which of course is getting increasingly, obsolete. But now that you are on the digital platforms, the streaming, and the downloading, it will also be available, and also for people outside the country. Because for too long, when you produce the album, you have to be in Serekunda or in Banjul to be able to get a copy. But now that you are present on digital platforms, you are really available to the entire universe. So keep it up. Congratulations to you and the band, and the music union and all our artists. We will continue to work with you and to support you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, like Mr. Hazum said, I'll have to keep moving the mic from one joint to another.
Yes.
But it's an improvement. Congratulations to all the media houses as well. Because the more the merrier for Gambians. Mr. Hazum, thank you very much. And like you said, you're part of the Ouruss Ngalam. Really showed out a lot. Because once I must have not got this one, that it could be found in the northern part of Senegal today. But alhamdulillah, the Alu chose that Ouruss and it's Ngalam. Of course, it's the gold of the golds. MashaAllah, alhamdulillah. So we are on track. We just want to also acknowledge the presence of Mr. Alassane Senghor, who is the Secretary General for Gambia Red Cross Society. Thank you very much, sir, for your presence. Thank you so much for coming. Now we will just shift our attention again to another speaker on this press briefing, who is the president of the Gambia Music Union, Mr. Modu. So from the Music Union, I'm sure we would move straight to the Secretary General and then AfriSouth.
Swing boss.
That's why.
It's okay.
Otherwise, you
It's not okay?
Come on, sit here. Come on, sit here.
Maybe just for the speech. All right. Good afternoon to everyone. Let me quickly say my sincere regards to, I'm going to say, our godfather, Mr. Alassane Senghor. Of course, I want to equally say good afternoon to my boss, that is the Director General of the National Center for Arts and Culture, who is no other person but Mr. Hassan Sise, who is our very good partner at the Musicians Union's level. Also, Mr. Wakajan from Afisal. Also, my boss. I say my boss because I find myself in two folds in this platform, on this platform today. And that is by virtue of the fact that I am definitely representing the Musicians Union of the Gambia as the president, but equally, it will be very interesting to know that I'm also a part of the Humanity Stars. Actually, I am even the drummer of the Humanity Stars. And this album has been produced by members of the band, of course, with a culmination of different other musicians across. But I'm sure Ali will dilate on that.
Bukan waringe sin million sa jupae kungangar ama pikireti coronavirus. Coronavirus kwa kaka sumut kanu manje bajuta nyil, bajuta nine, bajuta nifa, bajuta nine, bajuta stek. Kaka ka sumut kanu manje bukana tuku gore. Bad baj ke bari sumu yene tere gudi ka sumut kati coronavirus. Tate ten tembe nyaji baj pikireti yang konem vaccine yen manje anosan awurna pour mana janga yo bangola tanka fanga fa ka sumut kati COVID-19.
I wouldn't dilate on that, but I just wanted to say that the music union is very much pleased. We are very, very happy to be associated with the Humanity Stars. And the Humanity Stars is one of the bands that we have in this country that is doing a lot of great work. By virtue of the fact that this is the fourth album that we know that Humanity Stars has produced by themselves. I know there were times that they will have to travel up to Senegal to go and produce albums back and forth and come back to the Gambia. Just for the sake of entertaining, its fans and supporters as well as well-wishers. And today, we have seen the Musicians Union coming in place. We're trying to get ourselves stabilized to make sure that we can support Gambian music to the next level. And with developments like this, we encourage a lot. It takes a lot of effort to put up an album. It takes a lot of effort to finance an album, for instance. But at the end of the day, it is every musician's wish to be able to put up an album. And that is very, very important. And if you look at the composition of the Humanity Stars, that is something that we will have to encourage a lot because they're one of the bands that are doing live bands in this country. And as musicians, I will use the opportunity to encourage artists and musicians in this country to be able to perform using live bands, because this is very, very important to what we do. It is not limited to the fact that we have to endeavor to try new experiences, to try new endeavors as well, in order to be able to explore the wider world that we find ourselves. The Director General made mention of the fact that this particular album finds itself on basically all digital platforms across. And that is a key development. We've seen artists that have done, but I don't think, I stand to be correct, I don't think I've seen so much digital platform that has been reached within, a short time frame, for an album.
Of course, I stand to be corrected, like I said. But then, like my Director General said, this is very, very impressive and it needs to be commended at all cost. On the other hand, uh, I am going to equally urge that very recently we've seen the formulation of the board of the Collecting Society of the Gambia, which actually means very soon we will start collecting royalties in this country, and I'm opportune to be a part of that board of the Collecting Society. I want to relay this out to the management and staff of the Humanity Stars to equally make sure that this album is also in country to be able to be listened to by every member of the population that we have over here. For example, in restaurants and all of that. All we need to do is to give the power of attorney to the CSG, and then we should be able to start receiving royalties. We have always made mention of this, that if you look at the number of, I'm going to say, artists that have registered with the CSG or who has given the power of attorney to the CSG, I stand to be corrected. We were told it is only one or two, if I'm right. And that is really disheartening, and we have to develop on that. And I'm going to use the opportunity to urge the management and staff of the Humanity Stars to, if it is the first and second, I probably want the Humanity Stars to be the time to actually give that power of attorney to the, to the collecting society, so that in restaurants in this country, in nightclubs, on radio stations, on the TVs in our country, we should be able to start collecting royalties by giving the power of attorney to the CSC, that is the Collecting Society of the Gambia. So on that note, I want to thank the management. I also want to thank the Director General, because I know he has a lot, a very, very busy schedule, but he decided to be here. Of course, for the right reasons, I have to say. And I also want to thank the management and staff of the Humanity Stars for putting up this very, very important album that is culture-oriented and made to understand has some element of collabos within one of our, greats in this country. So again, I want to use the opportunity to say that the Musicians Union will always be available to support every musician in this country. And in this case, we're talking about the Humanity Stars. So definitely, one of our key assets in this country is definitely the Humanity Stars, which has a composition of young people. And we definitely rely on them to be producing stuff like this that we can always use, as sustainable resource materials. When I say sustainable resource materials, it's because of the information that we have, how to call it, in the music that they're actually producing. So again, thank you so much, Ali Badara. Congratulations to the members of the band. Congratulations. As well as every other person that is a fan and a well-wisher of the Humanity Stars. This is a win for Gambia, and we want to use the opportunity to associate ourselves so very much with this final product, but also to take ownership of this. If there is anything that the Musicians Union can do in order to enhance this album, we'll be very much happy to be a part of it. Let me quickly use this opportunity and play a little bit of politics. I also want to say that, this is basically an announcement. So let me try to, like you would say, that the Musicians Union will be having its official registration open for all musicians in this country, because we understand everybody's membership is expired now. And we would want Ali to be one of those that will come forward and then get registered again. Of course, they registered, but to be registered again for the next 3 years, inshallah, by the grace of God. So let me again want to congratulate the Humanity Stars for this very, very important album. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Definitely.
Thank you very much, Mr. President of the Gambia Music Union. Well said. And of course, we will go by your advice and live with your gospel, of course. We would ensure that Aliu's part in whatever you guys are doing will be well promoted. And thank you very much for a very diluted speech. Like Hazim said, the Ouruss is all of better and better, inshallah. It's Ngalam one, so I'll keep saying that towards the end of this day. So I just also want to quickly say that the album production was done at Studio Keba, Uncle Keba's studio, rather, Keba Telo, with not only band members but other top musicians like Keba himself, Keba Telo, and Koli, Togbe, among others, with the help of Amadou, a renowned producer from Senegal, to help in recording, mixing, and mastering of the album itself. So Mr. Modou Diouf, aka Dre, he also did the arrangement of the album itself, thanks to him, and to the entire band of the Humanity Stars. Thank you very much. So at this juncture, we'll invite the Secretary General of the Gambia Red Cross Society, Mr. Alassane. Like Pamodo said, our godfather. In case you don't know, the Humanity Stars started there as an Afro-Manding band, and today here we are, and still children and let's say part and parcel of the Gambia Red Cross Society. Mr. Alassane, your presence is very, very key here and valuable. You're welcome, sir. To also add to that, Mr. Alassane is of course my son. He would also
Thank you.
I sit as a fatherly figure here for him.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. First and foremost, let me sincerely apologize for coming late. As you know, the country is facing serious disaster in other parts of the country, and I was just doing a press briefing where we launched a $13 million seed to support this flood, the victims of the windstorm. So that's why I came late. I would like to use this opportunity to thank you for the invitation. Mr. Jang, Director General, National Arts and Culture. We haven't met, but I follow you closely. And of course, my able team here, I think I see them as my family. And of course, where is Mr. Bitey? I'm sure he's not here by Bitey. But just to say that I'm really, in other words, if I use a proud parent whose children are graduating or have graduated, I mean, as he said, historically, I can't remember the number of years ago, but it could be 20, 25 years ago, or 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago, we had a project with the Icelandic Red Cross, and we said, in the Red Cross, we have thousands of young people who come to the Red Cross, become members, and do voluntary work. And we recognize talent within those young people. And we were very much focusing on doing the usual stuff of first aid and humanitarian law and all these other things. But we came to realize that the Red Cross was, as they call it today, a university of its own. Young people come to the Red Cross not only to learn about Red Cross and to deliver humanitarian services, but to show their talents in life and to learn new talents for their future. So we decided to create an opportunity for people to come and perform and show their talents. Because there are people who are good at certain things and people who are good at the usual stuff. So at the time, it was more about drama. We had Red Cross youth who were doing drama and all these other things. And it evolved to a point where we realized there was talent and interest in music. And luckily for us, we had a project with the Icelandic Red Cross. And we demonstrated the need to develop a band. And that's when Icelandic Red Cross supported us to buy instruments and to bring these young people together. And some of them were 13, 14, 15, 16. I think the oldest was around 16 or 17. So they did very well in terms of training themselves and using these instruments and the like. And then fast forward, I was out working and I was posted in Dakar. And I came here, we discussed, they said they wanted to do their first album. So I made arrangements in Dakar, they came, I was based in Dakar. And it was a very difficult journey, going back and forth to the studio for the first time with many others who are not here today. And I was very impressed when they went to the studio the first time and came back, and they were telling me that even the studio owner of the studio saw the talent and wanted to get some of them, particularly Fatmata Sandeng. And he said, if you give me this girl for a couple of months, she would be a star. And that was the same for Aliou Badara and many others. So that's what they said. They said, we recognize this talent. Coming to the studio here to record, they have certain talents and skills. If supported, they would excel. So then we helped them record the first album. That was, and I'm not an artist, but we sat together to decide on the name of the album and each of the tracks, what it was going to be called and design and everything. So we did that. And then it was off. So the second one was the same. They came, struggled, and we were back and forth, and it was done. So really, today coming here and see how they have managed to improve themselves from the support we gave them and the nurturing, the guidance to be in their own. And today, to the extent of launching an album which will be everywhere, digitally, internationally, everywhere. I'm really a very proud parent today. And I will want to use this opportunity to congratulate you and to say, keep it up and well done. And I want to thank Waka and Mr. Sise for the support. I think young people in this country need support. I think the mistake that people do is they think that everybody will go to school and get a degree and be working in an office. There are people who have skills. They can have the basic foundation of education to help them in life, but their skill set is different from being those that go to the office and work on white-collar jobs and all these sort of things. So I think for me, the message is all of us, including the government, should take leadership in terms of looking at critically young people in schools or in the communities and help them to identify their talents, their skill set, and then on the basis of that, support them to be in music, to be in the arts and other things. Because that's the only way a country can develop. When we talk about music today, when we talk about painting, other arts things, when you look across in Senegal, there was a heavy investment in this. In the past, there was heavy investment. So we cannot achieve success in music, in arts, and other things without commitment and investment. So for me, my appeal is really we need to invest. And this case of Humanity Starz and Aliou Badara is a good example. The investment that was made a couple of years ago is what we are reaping the benefits here today. So let's all work together. In my part, the Red Cross will continue. I mean, this is Humanity Starz. The Bright Stars were also part of the Red Cross. They came through the Red Cross. And many others, we have many other talents we have. We also understand there are other bands that are coming up. Yes. So let's work together to help our young people and to help our country and to develop our country and to nurture talent and to promote talent and invest in talent. So congratulations, Humanity Starz. Congratulations, Aliou Badara. I am really proud of you. And thanks so much for inviting me. Yeah, I'm really honored to be part of this launch. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Balal nala de waxuma suma arama balal de
Thank you very much, SG, Secretary General Gambia Red Cross Society, Mr. Alassane Senghor. That was a brief recount of how the Humanity Stars came into being, of course. And I would also add up to that, when the Humanities, the Afro Manding band came, we were so excited because we were just volunteers. We always want to listen to the band. There was a time when we would say, in fact, when they started the Tobaski special, we were always waiting for that. So Tobaski amun funyo them, then you parallel goodie before Afro Manding or Humanity Stars performance now. So it was a spectacular. We also in the Red Cross have names that came up later, because you would realize Abu and Fafa came through the Red Cross because they came through the miming competition of the annual KM Miss Master and Miming competition. I can vividly remember. Yes, of course, we have the Bright Staff and Entertainment. They came as individual masters and mimers. I can remember when I was the head of training. Barhama came as well. Barhama started his journey as well with the Red Cross. So it's a big family of stars who came through, like Mr. Alassane would say. We would say it's a university of its own. So congratulations again, Aliu, for being there since day one and for holding up strong and bringing us where we are today with the entire band, every other individual that have contributed in where we are today. Congratulations to you. We also want to thank Garmi, State of Mike, of course, the Humanity Stars in general, and Docha. At that juncture, we would invite Africell, who are our main sponsors of this noble album, which is Ouruss Ngalam, out now in all digital platforms. While I was here, I could see Mr. Hazum was counting how many digital platforms this is already out at, which is which is impressive. Like you said, for it to be out and on all these digital medias, it's remarkable. Pamodo would say, if it's not the first of its kind, then it is certain trend on that. Because I basically, in my experience in the music scene, have not seen an album trending on all this digital platform, which is remarkable. So once again, congratulations to Aliu and the entire team. Mr. Waka Jain from Africell, it is your platform.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum and hello and good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Cisse, DG NCCA, Mr. Alassane Senghor of the Gambia Red Cross, and of course the man of the moment, Mr. Ali Badara, and the Humanity Stars, Jibu, and the president of the Gambia Music Union. I'm very honored to be here today. I'm very honored to be representing Africell. Although I'm the last one to speak, and everything has been said regarding the album and also about the Humanity Stars. But nevertheless, I'll make it short, and would like first and foremost to congratulate Ali Badara and the Humanity Stars for the launching of their brand new album called Ouruss Ngalam. As Mr. Cisse said, we all know what Ouruss Ngalam is in the local language, and is part of culture. And at the same time, it's something that is very precious. So we expect to have a quality album with quality songs, and we're praying to Allah the Almighty to make this album a success. Aliu Badara is Africell brand ambassador, and we're very happy to associate ourselves with him and the Humanity Stars, and we are very proud of him. He is doing all what we ask of him, and he is flying the Africell flag all over in the Gambia. So Aliu, congratulations one more, and we just want to tell you that Africell is behind you, and we will always support what you are doing, all your endeavors, and we also encouraging you to do more. I'm a fan of the Humanity Stars because of what? Because they play live music. And for a very long time, I've been always advising the kids that it's very important to play live music, to have a live band, because it's the future. You know, when we talk about these Senegalese artists coming here, that Gambia, the Gambian promoters or other organizations don't engage the Gambians to perform. They bring in Senegalese artists. But these Senegalese artists, what are they doing? They're playing in a live band. You bring a Wali Seka, he's coming with the what's it called? With the Ramadan band. You bring in Yusundur with Super Etoile. I mean, you bring Alumba in there with Setsima group. So Aliu Badara and the Humanity Stars, of course, is the way to go. And this is what we encourage the kids to do, to make sure that they play live. We also ask them to try to learn the art of music. We need more instrumentalists. We need Gambians who can play the guitar, who can do drumming, who can play bass guitar, piano, keyboards, and it's very important. And I think this is the way forward. So, and this is what Ali Badara and the Humani Stars are doing. And as I said earlier on, we're proud of them. And I think they're on the right track, and we're supporting them. So now we're urging all Gambians and all fans of the Humanity Stars to go out and buy this album, because the name alone, Ouruss Ngalam, says it all. So once again, congratulations Aliou, gàcce ngaalama, ñu ngi laa ndokkale ko di la ñaanal bi nga xam ne album bi li nga si soxla yëpp nga am ko si di nag kontaan nag tey si jotaay bi ne we here with Mr. Cisse, with Mr. Senghor and all of you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jack. So much. Thank you. We're almost to the end of the press briefing. To the media houses present, of course, we would take one or two questions later on, but that is right after we have got our own star to also set light on this part and the journey in the album itself, the Ouruss Ngalam, how they conceptualized the name, what was the mindset all about when we put our sight on the Ouruss Ngalam, and what the thoughts were all about. And of course, I would gladly say in the album we have a song called Njukal. Ali would say much of it, because Njukal is also dedicated to one of our stars in this country. We have Reumi. Like I said, Reumi, particularly myself, I've chosen that song this year because we're in a political year, and all we have to do is talk about Reumi. Reumi comes first in everything we want to do. If you put your country first, like Gambia, I guess, that song promotes Gambia. It talks about peace. It talks about oneness. It talks about that togetherness that Gambia is known for. And it highlighted how much we have lived in a peaceful coexistence. So therefore, man, particularly myself, when I listen to the song, I feel Reumi is my song this year. So that all of us would learn to listen to the song and make it a sing-along for this year, that there is life after campaign. And there is life after politics. And the life after campaign and after politics is Gambia. And before life after campaign as well is Gambia. So therefore, Reumi speaks of volume in the album. But we would allow Aliou himself, the star of the day, to tell us more about the album, to tell us about Njukal itself and the Reumi. There are lots in the album, but Njukal and Reumi, I singled them out because when you look at Njukal and who we celebrated, is a person that deserves our celebration. And we need to celebrate them while we can talk to them, while we can feel them, while we can see them, not when they are gone. Of course, when they are gone, we will talk about them, but we need to celebrate them now. So thank you very much for celebrating that individual, our very own Yusundu, our Baba Mal, our Ismail Alo in the Gambia, all of those names you could give them. He is ours, and thank you for celebrating him. And thank you for bringing Reumi as well in this spotlight right now that we are walking towards an election. And it's a very frustrating time for us young people who are always used as an agent or a tool to fight. Like I always say, and Nelson Mandela would say, the mistake our politicians will do is thinking that their enemies are our enemy. It's not like that. Their enemy cannot be our enemy. We are Gambians and we don't have enemies like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, and the panel here, I'll give you your star, Aliu.
Thank you. All right. Assalamu alaikum. Mr. Jibu, the you don't like to be called the MC,
The host.
but the host, the host of the day. I mean, you've really done a very good job. I'm so proud of you, and I'm proud of the fact that we are both from the same house, which is the Gambia Red Cross Society, and we have our father here. I'm sure you'll have to argue about that, but today he is our father. We just have to accept
I'll
that.
give it to him.
Thank you all for being here, and hello, assalamu alaikum to all the viewers. Thank you, media houses, for gracing this occasion. This is a very important day to me, Ali Badara, and the entire Humanity Stars. I would like to thank Mr. Waka for coming from AfriCell. I'll come back to that. Mr. Sise Hasum, you've always been there for us. Your office have always been open for not only for the Humanity Stars, but for Gambia music in general. And I always find it interesting that you always have time to listen to anybody that passed through your office. And of course, I love hearing you speak because there's a lot that we can learn from you, especially when it comes to the culture and the tradition of this country. You are a treasure. You are a Ouruss Ngalam of this country. And you need to be celebrated. And Mr. Pamodu, of course, he's a band member, but today he is here as the president of the Gambia Music Union. I think we have the best setup here. We have the president of the Gambia Music Union and Mr. Sise, and of course our father, Mr. Alassane Senghor. I always call him that. Today, before I come to the album, hearing him reminding me of the journey that we took to be here today really touched me, because I can remember he's the first person who believed in the Humanity Stars. I've always said this. He's the first person who took us from the Gambia to Senegal to record an album. And we were lodged in a hotel that has been paid, and we were fed. They paid for the studio cost for the first time. Even us as artists who travel to Senegal, we are not that much sure that we can record to a high standard studio like that. But when we had the opportunity through Alassane and we were recorded with Papis Konate. Papis Konate, everybody knows Papis Konate in Senegal. He was very impressed. And thanks to Alassane that today we're here celebrating Ouruss Ngalam, because that was the opening. And I can remember in 2009 when we were launching our first album, even the outfit that we were wearing was given to us by his wife, Fatou Jani, Auntie Fatou. Thank you. We will never forget that. It's an interesting story, and we really appreciate everything that you've done for us and that you're still doing for us. Like you said, you look at the Humanity Stars as your family. We are your kids, and you've demonstrated that many, many, many times. And I would like to say this finally about you. There's one thing that you taught us, which is walk. We've known you when we were young at the Red Cross. You walk your way through to Senegal, heading the whole of West Africa Red Cross. From there, you went to whole of Africa. From there, you went to UN, and you were back to the Gambia, still walking. This is what we've learned from you, which is why from 2004 to date, and to many years that are coming, we will keep walking, because this is what you taught us. Thank you for always being there, Mr. Alassane. Now to the album itself. The Ouruss Ngalam album have been an interesting journey, which I personally share with the members of the Humanity Stars, and also, of course, our well-wishers,
who have always been supporting. Our last album was in 2016. From 2016 to date, we've not recorded any album. So we thought it's necessary to have an album, because our fans have been asking. So, but then when the idea came up and we went to Africell as our major partners, as Waka mentioned, Africell personally is my home. These are people who have been supporting the Humanity Stars from 2004 to date. Every event that the Humanity Stars have organized is sponsored by Africell. And I'm sure I can say this on behalf of many artists in this country, that Africell have always been supporting. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Without you people, we would not have been here today celebrating this very big success for us and the Gambia. When the idea came, we deemed it necessary that, we have recorded 3 albums by ourselves as Humanity Stars, closed door. And we said, okay, why not we open our doors to other artists? Because we have other bands that are here. And this is the right time for us to encourage live music. Now, Humanity Stars have been on the lead when it comes to Gambian music, especially live music. You cannot mention Gambian live music without mentioning Humanity Stars. Sure. So we understand that we are in the better position to open our hands to other bands, whereas we will select the best that they have and add it with the best that we have, and we produce an album. And this is the result of that. We went to Keba Telo and friends. We get Keba Telo himself, Uncle Keba, and we recorded the song from at his studio. We got a producer called Abdul from Senegal, who is a very good friend. Abdul, we met in 2016 in Dakar, when we were recording our last album at Lampafal Studio. Yes, we met him there, and he saw the talent that we have. And that's where his love and respect for the Humanity Stars started. It's not easy to get someone like Abdul from Dakar to come. It will not just happen overnight. He will have to love what you're doing in order for him to leave what he's doing in Senegal and come over. Many a times I've sat with him in the studio, and a lot of stars from Senegal were calling, complaining, Abdul Foneka, Abdul Sama album B, Abdul Nangam. But he came simply, and you'll be surprised that he came without even asking me for a penny. He only told me, Ali Badara, yo, dañ la wara jappalé Ali Badara. Xana Gambi gisunu Humanity Stars. Dañu wara def lo xamné Gambi dañu ubi seeni bot ñu xamné li mo leen mëna jaay. So man mom lolu moko fi indi. And he came. If you listen to the album, you will know yeah, definitely he really did a very good job with the album. And of course, in the album, we've decided to, like I told Jibu, this time we said that we will not just keep things in-house. We will also celebrate Gambians. Gambians whom we know that are doing a lot of good for the country, who are participating. Participation comes in different forms. It's not just government who are participating in the development of this country, like Dad Alassane said, but there are individuals who have private things that are really contributing to the development of this country. So I told them that this time I would like to celebrate a star. And we sat in house and discussed and said, okay, why not we celebrate Jaliba Kuyate? And that's the album, that's the track Njukal. That's how it came up. And we called Jaliba to inform him that, look, we will take one of your tracks and put it in our album, but we will play it in a way that we feel like playing it. And you'll be very surprised what he said. He told us, look, Ali Badara, I've watched you people grow from starting to where you are now. I know that you will not take my song. You don't want to sing my song to gain popularity or to look for, for a higher place in the music industry, because you've already proven yourself. If you guys call me and say that you want to celebrate me, I believe that you want to celebrate me. And why not take the song and do whatever you want to do with the song? I have given you permission to sing the song, to do it however. And that was really a very beautiful day, because Many at times people will say, no, Jaliba daf ko japa saitam, dafal ni, dafal nile. You know, people have right to their opinion. But it's important to understand where some people are taking things from. This is the Gambia. At some point, I feel like you have to protect what you have. Otherwise, you will not even know how it happened. Jaliba is a legend. He deserves to be celebrated. If Senegal are celebrating Youssou N'Dour, celebrating Baba Mal, celebrating Ismail Allo, we should celebrate Jaliba. And this is why we did the song in the album and we name it after him, Njukal Jaliba. The song is in the album. If you listen to the album, you will hear the song. And of course, there are other tracks, but these two tracks I really want to talk about, which is the other one is Reumi. Considering the situation of this country, that we're going, it's election year, it will just be normal for me to have an album and also advocate for peace. Considering the fact that, you know, where I am from or where we are from, called the Red Cross, all we know is peace, you know, prosperity, help, tolerance. This is what we know. This is what we know. So I am just continuing to play my role with the Humanity Stars to advocate for peace. This is election year. It's an important year. I can call it one of the most crucial elections of this country. And we have a lot at stake. But like I said, we, the young people, we should be very much aware of the decisions and the things that we're going into. We should not allow to be used as political tools. Because tomorrow, today, one thing, God forbid, if things turn out the other way around, all these old people will leave us here within 15, 20 years, they're all gone. We, the young people, will have to come and rebuild a country, which will be a very, very tough thing to do in this generation. So the best thing that we can do is let us be tolerant. Let's understand that everybody have a right to support whatever party you want to support. Everybody have a right to support a candidate, any candidate that you wish to support. That does not mean that you hate this country. We all just have different beliefs, different, you know, ideas, and different people whom we believe that can take the country to where we all want it. I believe we all want progress, peace, and prosperity. So in that track, I try to pass a message across to, especially to all of us who are working in different fields, that ñun ñi liggéey nañu mbooloo mooy doole réew mi bu ñu kenn xaajale let's avoid being divided as a country. Let's stay strong, let's stay together. In short, this is the Ouruss Ngalam album, and definitely I would like to thank my manager Mbaye Biteye. Mbaye have been with me and the Humanity Stars from the beginning. I can say I have the longest serving manager. Many people have, you know, passed through this the band, and you know, they've done a lot of work here, and most of them are gone. You know, some passed away, some are still here with us. But Mbaye have been with the Humanity Stars through thick and thin, through every situation, being it at band level, being it at family level. I really cannot thank him enough. And of course, the band members, I would like to thank them for trusting me. You know, we've passed through a lot together. And at some point, I will tell them, boy, solen fogene dal man munuma gadu band bi fu ngeen ko bëgg wax leen ma delu gana. And they've always shown me trust and belief. So I would like to thank them. Thank you, Africell. Thank you, Mr. Cisse, once again, being here. If I forget anyone, Pamuri, you know. And, you know, I like everybody to help share the album. It's on all digital platforms. People can listen to it wherever you are in this world. And I want to assure the people that the Humanity Stars is here to stay. We're here to give you quality music. We don't joke with quality, because we've traveled outside this country. We've represented this country in different countries. We know what quality music can do. We know what live music can do. I've traveled alone with my manager to a certain festival. The following year, I travel again with the whole band. And I can tell the difference. The difference is the first time that I went, it was kind of playback. Nobody even looked at me. But the second year I went with the whole band, it was a different story. Even the following year, the Gambians that went to that country, if they ask you where you're from, you said Gambia, the first thing they will ask you is, where is Ali Badara and the Humanity Stars? There's nothing like live music. That's the only way you can promote yourself. You can show out your talent. Of course, most importantly, promote your culture. This is the most important key. Promote your culture, identity, identify yourself. This is where you're from. So I will encourage every artist to also keep working and also encourage live music. It's nice if you are in your country, you just, you do playback, people shout. But once you cross these borders of this country, that is when you will understand that you've left behind the most important part of your career. So on that note, I would like to thank all media houses and everybody present. Haidara Karara, Ali Haidara, Killer Ace, Supandanan. Thank you for being here, Mr. Mo. Yes, David Tyson from Baibite, of the Africell team, VOD, all these guys. Kerfatu well nalen. Fatu Network well nalen. Walen Fatu Kamara, Fatu Ture, you daddy Arankesi Gisek man. So, wow, you see? Wow, GTV, elegance, Chilel Sar, Kokumum Sumanitla, Gambia Talent TV, Pausman, VCD Voice, Tida. Thank you all for being here. And thank you, Plus B, for giving us this the beautiful place that you have here to have our press conference. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You've heard it. For now, when I was talking about the two songs, when I was talking about the two songs, I was very certain about those two things. That is the Njukal, Jaliba, and of course the Reumi. So thank you very much, Aliu, and the entire band. Thank you to our speakers, Mr. Sise from the NCAC, Mr. Jain, Mr. Waga, Mr. President, thank you very much. Secretary General SG from Gambia Red Cross, thank you. To the media house as well, Jilling and Jeff, we cannot say more than that. Billahi, Amun Senfei. Aliu have mentioned all the media houses here. iAfrica, I just saw it. So iAfrica,
wow.
Jeff
iAfrica Red Cross.
iAfrica do take.
We should say that.
Yes,
we should say that.
iAfrica is Red Cross. It started with Studio Kante.
Wow.
When we used to go there, I can remember I used to tell people, the director of literature at the Mr. Seumar used to be at Studio Kante before he started working with NCAC. Every day,
Wow.
so Studio Kante is not today.
Yeah.
Until it became iAfrica and then the development where we are today. It's a Red Cross child. So congratulations, iAfrica again. It is. No, maybe I'm not even father, sir. So the media, the journalists here today, I don't know whether you have one or two questions you want to ask. If there is no question, I would urge you to
might want to say something.
Alibaba Nyona. Of course. Would you want to say anything?
Please.
Yeah, we would excuse Mr. Hazum Sise because he has another engagement right now.
Thank you.
Again, thank you, Falas B, for the ground. Thank you very much. So, Alibaba Nyona, Ace will take over, Alabai Soldier. So, we will allow Ace to say one or two words, and then we will officially close it. But before that, Ali.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to congratulate Brother Alu, my Toma, for the album. And as an artist myself, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, is it better now? Thank you. Good afternoon to everybody. I would like to first of all congratulate Aliu Badara, my Toma, on the new album. And as an artist myself, I know how much work it takes to make one single song, or even to come up with 16 lines for a song. So if somebody comes up with a whole entire album and put thought, energy, effort in the process, coming from a legend, I believe it should be commemorated and it should be really welcome, especially in the format in which it is being released in. It was really welcoming, taking it to the digital era and making it, into the modern day standard. As Secretary General of the Musicians Union of the Gambia, we, as a body, we definitely welcome such initiatives, and we hope that the industry becomes more lucrative to the extent where once you release an album, the next following month, you buying your mom's a house and you taking pops to Mecca, out of that funding, made through your hard work and money and efforts through your music. And as an individual and as an artist, as a brother, I would definitely like to thank you and congratulate you for, putting me on a platform to even, give one or two words. I was surprised that I would be here. And everybody that supported you, I think I would like to also thank them on behalf of you as an artist that is benefiting from that support. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I told you guys, Killer Ace Nyona Alibaba. I take over. So thank you very much, Ace. One of us and a veteran, of course. And like you said, the Secretary General. Tira sa mic bangi banya toned. I turn now. And the Secretary General of the Gambia Music Union, thank you very much. So at this juncture, we would officially want to close the press briefing. And I'm sure you guys must have been briefed properly. For more information about the album, what I will urge you to do is get in touch with the band members or Maibite or Aliu himself to send you the right information so that we can have the right information trending. My problem with some of the papers or something is the information that they send after the briefing. We want to get the exact message about the Ouruss Ngalam, or the Ouruss Ngalam rather, so that the message, the album itself, what it talked about, and everything that is embedded in it is well circulated out there. Yes. It's well circulated out there. So I'll urge you to ask for those things, whether it will be sent to you on WhatsApp or you take it on any other platform. But please get this information, get to know about the album, why the Ouruss Ngalam, where they can find the album. And of course, I would say the album will be launched on the 5th of November this year, inshallah. So more info on that will be coming soon. We'll continue to brief the public and the media houses on every development that will be taking place as far as the Ouruss Ngalam is concerned. So 5th November, you can tick it from today on your calendar that we would officially go and party the album out. Every song will be party out properly on that day. But for now, you can keep listening to the song, have a sing-along. So when we get to that day, it will not just be Aliwe Alma feature, but Amawe Andor. So that's how we would love it to be. So any question from the floor, the media houses here? Yes? You can identify which media you're from and then you ask a question.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Fatma. I have two questions. One is how many songs are in the album? And two, what are some of the challenges you face as an artist and from the start to now?
Okay. So the two questions are how many songs are in the album, and the other one is the challenges they faced until now. Until now, okay. So we would leave the mics here for Aliu, and then you'll ask your questions until we're ready to wrap up. Aliu?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, iAfrica TV. Suma wakir ngena. Wow. Well, okay. In this album, we have 5 tracks. There are 5 tracks in the album, namely with one intro. 5 tracks with one intro. We make sure that we have an intro that will introduce the album before before you start listening to the tracks. Yes. So namely Njukal, which we celebrate Jaliba Kuyate, and Bull Change, and Degluma, and Sunyureu. These are, and Badarambai. Badarambai also, it's a Ngoyan song, because like you see on the poster, we went traditional. So of course we should have a traditional song in the album. We went Goyan and we also celebrate Badarambai. Badarambai, who have been very supportive, a very big fan of the Humanity Stars. So these are the 5 songs and the one intro that we have in the album. And what's the second question?
The challenges you guys have faced until now.
Huh? Mention? You until you hear the song. Okay. And
The second question.
the second
talks about
question,
Challenges, right?
challenges. I don't think challenges will ever end, because whenever there is no more challenges, that's the end of your journey. Every journey must go with challenges. That's the reason why ngay ewu suba sol sa dalay taka bem deger taka tibe bem deger pour overcome those challenges. But nonetheless, fu mu nekk ni challenge bu gën a face du mën a Alieu Badara, but the man musicians of this country mooy support. The support bi is not financial, du ma ko wax financial, because ku nekk léegi da nga dee mën a ñefe amal sa bopp xaalis ak yooyu noonu xaaratul kenn dañuy dóor mu daanu. But mooy the moral support moo manqué, because ama feel ne ñun we were very lucky when we came to the Gambia music scene. dañ fi fekk ñoom Sambu Suso, Jaliba kenn du ko wax, dañ fi fekk ñoom Sambu, ñoom Pao Marjak, ñoom Youssoufa Ngom, ñoom Jalex, ñoom Friki Jo, ñooñu leen fi fekk bi ñoo ñëw ñu nekk seen ay xale. But da nga gis ne information sharing was not just centered on those people. xooluñ ne Jalex moo xew nii ak nii, GRTS moo fi nekkoon dafay play ñëpp, dafay share everybody equally. We were all known within short period of time te benn télé moo fi am. Now we have almost 20 media naka platforms. Ku nekk ñaari artist la moo promote because of yow laa xam wala because am na fuñ fare. This is the biggest challenge that the Gambian music have now. Unless and until opening soon doors for everybody to sign benn place la ñuy am music bi du dem, parce que ki nga yaakaar ne moo ko mën a yóbbu xëj na ku ci ko mën a yóbbu mu ngi ci gannaawam nga fàtte ko. This is the challenge. It's a challenge, and I think that I should say it here. All media houses should open their doors to every artist equally. Xam naa nag business daf dee mën a am at some point, at some level, which is normal. It happens everywhere. But su dara desul lu dul ndimbal nañ dimbale ñëpp ñu emale ñëpp réew mi ñoo ko bokk. Falaati yem.
That's your question, Kasim. Yes. So basically, the challenges are that right now. So in Bahrain, we're going to play Nipson songs, please. Please. We want to have every artist being seen on all platforms, not just one artist, Bolentano. So any other question from the floor before we wrap it up? Okay. Silent means. Meaning the media house are well briefed. So, so at this point now, we just want to say that we can officially close the press briefing, and we pray and hope that the press is already briefed properly. Man, lolo mo is my concern. They go media when you brief properly, because hamga. Man bas, man da sing media be boy. Bulan yobul Alieu waxut de. Man, I always have a problem with the media. That is why I'm going back to just briefly read out a few things about the Ouruss Ngalam, so that it will be clearly put out again. It says the Ouruss Ngalam is a wall of description of value ornaments made from precious gems like gold, silver, and bronze in the African society. In this album, Alieu Badara recognizes the Gambia and her people as ultimate Ouruss Ngalam, as he highlights their meaningful contribution driven into the country. Hence, the name of the album, Ouruss Ngalam, was not far-fetched. Alieu Badara and the Humanity Stars celebrate the Gambia and our people in such richness, grace, and glory. So enjoy. This is the album. This is what Ouruss Ngalam is all about. This is the information you need to know properly. And more of the things that are said here guided the art and talks about where it all began. And our sponsors, Africell and Garmi, thank you very much. State of Mike, Humanity Stars, the entire band, and Docha. And to every other person who have contributed in one way or the other to see that the Humanity Stars are where they are since the beginning in 2004 to today, and where they want to be tomorrow, to continue supporting. And Africell is one of those people. Thank you very much. And our parent body, the Gambia Red Cross Society, and the Gambia Music Union as well, under the leadership of Pa Modu. And of course, the Secretary General as well is here to properly take note of our development in the music and the art in general. Palas B, thank you very much for having us as well. I cannot mention all the platforms. Aliu have already done that. Thank you very much for supporting. Thank you for coming, for your time and everything. I think I've not left anyone out. Thank you very much, Jering in Jeff Gambia. And thank you very much for this. On the 5th of November is the day you need to take on your calendar right now. We will be there to party the album. Meanwhile, listen and enjoy, and we can have a sing-along. On that note, we thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Bukan waringe si million sa jupae kungangar ama pikireti coronavirus. Coronavirus kwa kaka sumut kanu manje bajuta nyil, bajuta nine, bajuta nifa, bajuta nine, bajuta stek. Kaka ka sumut kanu manje bukana tuku gore. Barni baj ke bari sumu yene tere gudi ka sumut kati coronavirus. Tate ten tembe nyaji baj pikireti yang konem vaccine yel manje. Anosan awurna pour mana jangayo bangola tanka fanga fa ka sumut kati COVID-19.